We just came from the 5th and apparently final chapter.
Hopefully, I don't think they should.
In the Insidious saga.
Yeah.
The Red Door.
And we forgot something at home, so the monkeys are with us.
The monkeys are with us. But before we get started, please just hit subscribe if you haven't yet.
Yes.
And we won't be presumptuous and ask you to like it just yet. So into it or after the review, it'd be nice if you hit a like.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It'd be very appreciated.
And nice surprise, we have a ticket giveaway to go with this.
Yeah.
A cinema ticket giveaway for South Africa.
Yeah. Get more details at the end of this video.
Yes. Now you have to watch it.
Okay, I was looking forward so much to this one.
This has been one of this and the Conjuring movies. They've been some of your favorites.
Absolutely.
Of the last sort of decade.
Without a doubt, they are the standouts for me.
And of course, it was created by James Wan, who directed the first one, and Leigh Whannell, who wrote that, and he wrote Saw. So yeah, these guys, they're Australians. And
it's so strange because
they made quite an impact on the last decade of horror.
And it's strange because Insidious is while this is one of my favorite franchises, Saw is one of my least, the one that I like least the most.
Yeah.
That and Hostel. But I really loved it. It was a fitting final chapter and conclusion.
Yeah, because it started with the Lambert family from the first movie, and the whole series of the Insidious movies took a whole convoluted twist with all different kinds of characters incorporated, but now it's gone back to the family where it all started.
Yes, I know that I saw all of them and I loved all of them, but I'm having trouble.
3 and 4 is blurry to me.
3 and 4 is very blurry to me as well.
That's why there's a scene in this movie which it looks like a flashback from one of the movies, but I cannot place it, so I don't know if they recreated it or if it was actually a scene that they just used and incorporated the current characters in there.
It feels like it might have been a deleted scene from the first one.
Yeah, because the kids look like the kids,
similar.
unless it is a very good digital shrinkification.
Yes.
But no, that's that's neither here or there. But now, if you haven't seen the first bunch, it's basically initially when I wrote a review on it, I think I mentioned how it's very much. It's kind of the poltergeist scenario.
Yeah, I think it's
where the kid gets kind of taken to another place.
Yeah.
That is basically what it boils down to. But now, a decade later, the son is off to college. The family has become
almost like the wife and the husband estranged. Yes.
They're divorced. The kid and the dad doesn't. But now, if you figure out all of this into the movie, why this is the case,
why there is that disconnect.
So stuff has happened in the last 10 years that you don't know about,
which I think was clever. It was a clever way to.
And it's very much a kind of a father-son relationship thing. Where in the first one they were extremely close because the dad kind of had to go into this other realm to save his kid from this evil force. Yes. The red-faced guy. If you've seen the first one,
what?
That scene was so classic.
I still get a scare every time, without fail.
So if you haven't seen it, you're in for a good script.
I must say they used their jump scares in a fantastic way, and there were a
couple of good ones.
Yeah, there weren't too many, but they were placed correctly.
Because jump scares, like I always say, it is a bit of a cheap thing. But now this movie has bits of everything. So it's got the suspense going, and it's got exposing some details that you didn't know, and
it's amazing now in hindsight when you look at this film and the concept of the further, and you think about Stranger Things, the Upside Down. It's almost like they were massively inspired by it.
I'm sure.
Yes.
And like I said, poltergeist. But I don't know what more. I don't want to just relay the whole story because it pretty much. The kid he's now going to college and he's into art.
And in his art class, the professor sort of encourages them to dig like really deep into their past. And I think this is probably something this child has not done really.
But also, which we didn't mention, is that he cannot remember anything that happened before.
Yes.
So all the stuff starts bubbling to the surface.
To the surface, yes.
And again, gets dangerous and bad when the evil forces come out to do what they do.
I also like, and I think that's why I've always loved Insidious, is I've always liked the fact that it's based on, I know many people frown on the idea of astral projection. I do believe it's possible. I enjoy the fact that is sort of the major, not the theme, but the reason why there's a movie.
Yeah, no, it's a very key element.
Yes, and I think it also speaks to mental illness, and I'm not saying mental illness is like this movie.
Or what is perceived as mental illness.
What is perceived as mental illness.
But it could be something else.
Yes, someone can write an entire dissertation about that. But they weren't gratuitous in any way except for one scene, and I'm not gonna explain the scene to you because it will be giving too much away. But I just thought that they used an image that is very much overused, and
it wasn't scary, it wasn't creepy,
it was like
it's that scene.
No man.
And they also they incorporate a female character in the fellow college student, which is kind of throwaway in a sense, but also essential in some parts.
Yeah, I think very essential actually.
But she's kind of, it seems like she was thrown in for some, I won't say comedy relief, but just for some levity, just to make
to even things outside.
Bad jokes and so on. Because in the original one, Leigh Whannell, the writer, and the other guy, they were the paranormal guys who were working with Lynn Shaye's character.
But they did it,
She was the medium that initially...
And they worked with her, right?
And she pops into the movie, not enough for my liking, because we all love her.
Yeah.
But she's still there. She has a presence.
Yes. And also, it's like, I do feel that they've, as much as they incorporated in the first movies, the two paranormal investigator guys for some levity, they didn't overdo it, and I also feel they didn't overdo it with this character. And in fact, I kind of liked the character. I thought she was a cool addition.
Yeah, and it's a different addition which hasn't been in the movie in that sense for various reasons, like you'll see. And
it wasn't hokey. It was almost like a natural.
But I guess it's just this over-familiar 18-year-old wise ass. I guess that's just...
Ooh, that's how everyone is basically when they're 18.
When they go to college and they know everything.
Yeah.
But it's not a throwaway addition.
No, not by any stretch.
And I don't think they will probably push to keep doing. Then again, I mean, they could end up making a TV series like they've done with stuff like Scream and The Purge. You know, I haven't watched those series.
It would be a mistake though, because I really thought that this last film tied a nice, neat little ribbon around the franchise, and I like the idea of that. I like that idea of it's done. It's sitting there, this perfect little parcel of a bunch of cool films.
Yeah. The dad, played by Patrick Wilson, he actually directed it as well.
I think he did a very good job.
Because, it always happens with, just like the Conjuring movies as well, people get so into those characters that they know it kind of better than everyone else. So they know the whole, it's just beyond the backstory, it's just the inner workings of the whole of the whole story. Like people always end up producing like Better Call Saul in any kind of show. There's, the actors end up being a producer on the show as well.
Yeah, or a director.
So in this case, Patrick Wilson is a director.
And I felt more sentimental about him in this film because he reminded me of a dear family member. It's weird.
Yeah.
How you make that connection.
As we're watching it, especially when he was like, there's like this particular scene, it looks just like him.
Yes, he does.
And I also think for the end credits song, Shakespeare's sister song. What is it?
Stay With Me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like him singing it.
Yeah, and it's such a
We'll have to check.
fucking cool.
I mean, the original one is a cool song.
cover, yeah.
So actually, it works very, and it also fits lyrically. It fits very well with this.
With the idea and the concept of the film.
Yeah.
I would love to see them all in a row.
Yeah, I would have been keen to catch up on them all before we watch this one now.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can always just backtrack and just start all over again.
But I think I did get a few new grey hairs from being scared, which is always a good thing.
Yeah.
I would score this film. I would definitely score a 8 out of 10. No, a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I was going to go 7.
7.
Man, we keep matching them, eh?
Yeah. And the only reason why I'm not scoring it more is because it's difficult to make the last installment or the last of a franchise to make it still seem meaningful.
But
and this one felt very meaningful.
Also now, after like a decade plus, it's like, it's very difficult now to have any surprises.
Yes.
Because it's the characters, it's a scenario, it's this place, it's, what do you do now just to make it fresh?
What is also nice is the idea that like the timelines almost match. If you saw Insidious, how many years ago was it? The first one?
10, 12 years.
So it's almost like it makes sense according to the real life
and it's
line
also
as
cool.
well.
The original kid's also in there, or the main kid.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I love it when that happens. Like I still haven't watched it though. Richard Linklater's Boyhood. Where same characters over like a few, a decade plus.
Yeah.
I really like it when they do that. And
that little...
and like in Chucky, where the kid from the original Chucky comes back as himself in the series.
He was such a beautiful little child, and he's a handsome young man.
He looks a bit like the American Horror Story
Yeah,
guy.
he does. But you can see everyone was incredibly invested in their characters, and a lot went into it. I can highly recommend it.
Yeah. And we're actually doing ticket giveaways with this.
Ah!
So check the description if you want to grab some tickets, cinema tickets in South Africa, that is.
Yeah.
Don't know where you're watching this from, but if you're in South Africa, the release date is the 7th of July.
If you're not in South Africa, let us know where you're from.
Yeah.
We'd love to know.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
And so check out the description. You can win some cinema tickets to go watch it.
Yes.
And with that, I guess we're out of here.
Us and the monkeys.
If you like this, now you can hit the like.
Yes.
The monkeys say
monkeys.
good night.
Yes.
And we'll see you next time.
Cool. Bye.
Bye.